Greetings, YouTube. Every week, and certainly now every day, I get asked, Prof, is the new champion worth it? Are they underhyped? Are they overhyped? And personally, it's really difficult for me to answer. I've been burned so often by the leaks of what the champions look like on paper. Sometimes they look OP and they're trash. Sometimes they look trash and they're OP. But a lot of times, especially this year, they're just, pretty good and have some utility. Red Guardian seems like that was the case in a lot of ways. But what's really great about Red Guardian is that he was designed to make certain fights that suck easier. Now, I've also heard from several people who say, Prof, I don't even care about the new champions because until they come into the 5-star basic or the featured crystal, I have no chance to get them. I can't afford featured grandmasters or featured cabs. And I get that. So if that's you, maybe you just want to kind of put this video aside and bookmark it for whenever you do get Red Guardian. But I want to point out, thanks to the man, This Is the Way, which I'm guessing he is titled that thanks to the new Mandalorian series, which is a really, really good, really best new Star Wars TV or movie to come out, at least in my book, in the last, 30 years. But we're going to first look at this Red Guardian. Keep in mind, it's a 6-star unawakened against Thing. And this is in the Tier 4 Alliance War fight, and it's the first time he ever brought him into war. And so he's going to be a great counter for any champ-like Thing that get placed on nodes that have unblockable attacks. Basically, he can take an unblockable special from Thing, and Red Guardian takes it like a champ. So let's check out this fight and see how it looks. You got the defensive tactics, flow 2, unstoppable 2, brute force, focus, and then, of course, the usual health and attack pools that are huge. Now, I will say, this guy also seems to be pretty dang good at intercepting, and that always helps when it comes to fighting in this game. But he's got the unstoppable, baits the special too, and just continues to stay patient. And what's really impressive about this fighting too is he's measured the distance for the heavy right as Thing finishes his animation. That's not something I'd be brave enough to do, especially in Alliance War where you make one mistake and the potion or revives have to come out in droves, and you know how expensive it is to especially take a 6-star even at rank 1 back up to full health. But you can see he's got this nice rhythm down, and he is not affected at all by the usual fear of the unblockable specials and all the different fun, super fun, and interactive nodes that come from this fight. And that's just a really good example. Now, I appreciate that that was not a perfect fight, as, it's easy to say, hey, just do this and you'll never get hit. But how likely is it for the average or even above average player that they're going to do that? Almost impossible. So, took some hits but did not get knocked out. Gotta love that 6-star health pool. And he's just doing his best to continue the process of getting this champion down. Now, even though you can see how much utility Red Guardian has, the damage isn't amazing, right? It's not going to be like you're suddenly going to be somebody like Corvus or Ghost or, all the major heavy hitters. But you will have a good opportunity to face some nodes with a level of confidence that you normally wouldn't. And that's so important when you're trying to strategize who to bring in for war. And now he's got him almost to the assassin range. Getting a little nervous because it's almost 30 seconds left, so you don't want to time out. But thankfully, the 18% really helps. And you can see, even though the unstoppable was triggered, don't matter. And now he's got just enough time to comfortably finish him off with 20 seconds left. So, Red Guardian, first war. Full attack bonus achieved against Thing. 133 hits Truly a amazing amount of hits. So now we're going to look at a different fight. Now keep in mind that this is Mephisto on Spite, and he would have died in the first 20 seconds if Spite actually worked. But against Spite, the fact that the Red Guardian never gains buffs basically makes the node a moot point. It's invisible. It will never trigger. Same with Buffet, or as Americans like to say, buffet. So let's check out this fight. It is a really, really great when you see a node and you think, that doesn't mean anything because I got Red Guardian. And also what I like about this is, unlike some newer champs, if you want the utility, you need him awakened and sometimes at high sig. Not the case with Red Guardian. You can see, unawakened, rank 1, 6-star. Still producing this awesome effect against the Spite node. I don't know why, I'm sure it's just me, but whenever I'm talking about Spite, I think about Sprite. No relation whatsoever. I just do. Random, weird, absolutely. But what else is new? All right, baits the special 2. And you can see it's just a normal fight, right? I mean, this is just how this fight is now. And obviously, it's still Mephisto. So he's still going to take some damage and still needs to fight very clean. But it's just really nice to see that a fight that he would normally be dead in 20 seconds, he's lasted, well, his full time. And now that he's got Mephisto and those charges done, he can hopefully take down the last 39% health with relative ease as it continues to try to distance himself from that aura and bait the special 2. So, still not an easy fight to not lose health. And you can see how much health he's lost even when he hasn't been hit. But the point is not saying that this guy is, the perfect Mephisto counter, but rather is the counter to a node that would normally be a nightmare for him to fight, especially in war. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to Alliance Quest, especially nodes like Brawl or Spite, or as we've said, Buffet, or any other node where champions are unstoppable or unblockable, Red Guardian is an MVP. And as long as he has his shield charges up, he can take any unblockable special attack. This is really key against Dr. Doom, when you think about how fun that final Alliance Quest boss is, right? Doom's special 2 will be blocked. The whole thing will be blocked. And this includes, of course, the special 1. So, also keep in mind that against slow, with his slow, I should say, the evade champs gated as well because slow turns that off. So, we've got different Doom videos to close out on this. And I just wanted you to see the special 1 that normally you would have to perfectly dex. And I'm actually pretty effective at dexing the special 1 from Dr. Doom now. Of course, I say that now I'm going to mess up because that's how it usually works. But watch what happens. He's just going to block it. An unblockable immune pops up, and he does not take that damage. And so it is just a super nice effect as long as that shield is up. And it's definitely strong normally to fight Dr. Doom, but in this case, not as much. So we've got a similar example of this in this video. Unblockable immune, unblockable, dex, and just keep up that rotation. I do like that special 2 of Red Guardian. Cool animation and can pack a punch. So, we've seen 3 examples in this video thanks to This Is the Way. Still one of the coolest summoner names that I have been privy to coming across in my time as a YouTuber in Marvel Contest of Champions. Unblockable specials, totally blockable. On top of that, we have Spite, not Sprite, really a moot node. And then we started out with Thing and the unblockable specials, and just in general thinking about him being that counter on unblockable nodes, where you start to think to yourself, all right, I hate this node, I hate this path, but I've got a counter for it. I get this is a new champion, and even if you're watching this and you're super thirsty to experience this, the chance of you doing that anytime soon are very small. Even if you were to open a bunch of featured calves, the chance of you getting him as 5 or 6 stars, very, very small. But at the same time, it's important to know what the utility is going to be. I do wish that his basic attacks did a little bit more damage, but at the same time, as the champion continues to evolve and people continue to get him awakened and rank up his sig, maybe we'll learn more. This is just almost feels like the early access stage of this champion where you kind of just have to wait for more information to flow in. And that's why I appreciate this Summoner's Guide so much. Well, that does it, YouTube. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks again to This Is The Way for passing on this information to share with the community on this happy Sunday.